like to say to this gentleman and all other people who are not blessed with melanin at this point in time, to understand that what has happened in our history is that you have been misinformed as much as we have been misinformed. Much of the information that is brought forth, not only from Dr. Muhammad, but other areas, other scholars, are not available to you, as the sister said, in your curriculums that you have for 400 years when you did not allow us to read and write and was being hidden. Whether you, sir, personally did that or not, it was a legacy that was passed on to you. And I end by saying the Holocaust is simply the greatest atrocity on film. Ours was not filmed. Thank you.
I want to talk to you about black African Americans and an analogy to a lion. A tale of courage, bravery, strength, and unwavering perseverance. A tale that is embodied by none other than the majestic king of the jungle, the lion. Imagine for a moment the vast expanse of the wild savanna where the lion roams as the unrivaled monarch. What is it that makes the lion truly stand out, capturing our imagination and symbolizing the epitome of power? It's courage that defines the lion, a courage that roars in the face of challenges. When the lion hunts, it doesn't merely rely on its physical prowess, but on a fearless heart that dares to confront the unknown. Just like the lion, we too encounter obstacles in our lives, and it's our courage that empowers us to face them head on. Bravery courses through the veins of the lion, a bravery that leads it to protect its pride, to defend its territory against all odds. In the same way, we are called to be brave guardians of our dreams, valiantly standing up for what we believe in, regardless of the trials that may come our way. Strength, the lion's strength is unparalleled. It's in the sinew of its muscles, the majesty of its mane, and the dominance of his presence. But let us not forget that true strength, the strength that matters most, is the strength of character. The lion teaches us that our inner fortitude, our resilience, is what truly propels us forward, even when the storm of life rage around us. And then there's perseverance, a quality that the lion embodies to its very core. In the relentless pursuit of prey, the lion may fail time and again, yet it rises with even greater determination. It's a reminder that setbacks are not the end, but merely stepping stones towards success. Our journey, like the lion's, is a testament to the fact that endurance and persistence are the keys to unlock our fullest potential. As we look upon the lion, the king of the jungle, let us not only see a magnificent creature, but also a mirror reflecting our own capacity for greatness. Just as the lion's courage, bravery, strength, and perseverance have shaped its destiny, so too can these qualities shape our own. So let us march forward, unafraid of the challenges that lie ahead, brave in the face of adversity, strong in character, and unwavering in our pursuit of excellence. Let us channel the spirit of the lion as we reign over our own lives, our own jungles of dreams and aspirations.
I mean, imagine, you go all around the world and smash up everything that other civilizations built, loot what they built, pillage, steal, even steal their ideas and their concepts and their philosophies. And then you sit on top of this mountain of stolen goods and declare yourself to be rich because of your own merit. And imagine telling this lie to your children, to your own children, to your grandchildren, generation after generation. How do you think that's going to go? You didn't invest in creating actual merit. You cheated, you lied, you stole, you brutalized. And then you tell your own people that everyone else in the world has nothing and you have everything because of how much better you are than everyone else. How long is that lie sustainable? I mean, these are people who actually have civilizations, who actually created and built and accomplished and didn't just pillage and plunder. And there's still those people today, even though you have oppressed them, there's still those same people. And you're still the way you are. I mean, a good example actually is African Americans. I don't know if you can think of a people who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own countries, in their own land. Time. You're going to get surpassed, and you are going to end up being nothing more than a footnote in history.
Welcome back to class. Today's lesson tackles the phrase, if black people are so great, then why were they conquered? Well, why and how has anyone ever been conquered? Because conquest is not proof of superiority. It's actually usually proof of deep insecurity, greed, and fear. And let's be clear, human history is a long one, long enough for every race, region, and empire to rise and fall. The Romans fell, the Persians, Chinese dynasties, Aztec kingdoms, Greek city-states, they all fell, and surprise, surprise, did you know that African empires existed, thrived, and fell as well? Mali, Ghana, Songhai, Nubia, Axum, Great Zimbabwe, all powerful empires that in the span of human existence once existed in powerful splendor for over hundreds of years and then ultimately fell. So the power structures that we see today aren't permanent truths. They're just snapshots in time because a fall from power is not a reflection of worth. And let's underscore that one does not colonize a place that has nothing. You colonize because there is enough value for you to go to war and risk your entire life over it, whether that's the land or people and or what those people harness. And let's talk about what it actually means to be strong and this idea that Africans were conquered because they were weak. It does not take a genius to kill, pillage, enslave, or erase, because violence is primitive. Empathy, however, is evolved. It is a very fundamental component that humans pride themselves on having in order to separate ourselves from all of the other animals. Though actions do speak louder than words, there is an African American saying that goes, "You are lucky that we're only asking for equality and not revenge," because the real flex is choosing love over retaliation. It's building in the face of destruction. It's forgiving when the world tells you to rage. And isn't it wild that black people are still feared, but still hired to raise children, build cities, style culture, refine cuisine, inspire souls through music, and uphold the moral fabric of many bankrupt nations that they are subjugated to, yet somehow are still labeled as dangerous, lazy, inferior, yet somehow also essential? White supremacy is not logical. It's not spiritual. It's not even sustainable. It only works through violence, theft, and narrative control. So if you're asking why black people were conquered, maybe reframe that question to how and why are they still here? Because the truth is, the beauty of what makes us human is not our savage ability to take advantage of the kindness, empathy, and goodness that other humans have, but it's the ability of human decency in the face of such savagery. And let me keep it real for the ancestors, because they are not all kumbaya. You do not conquer greatness. You just delay its legacy with a little bit of context and memory moving forward. Class dismissed.
The awakening is reversing the erasure. Today, that erasure is falling. Blacks in America, blacks in Africa, in America, the Caribbean, and Europe are reconnecting with their ancestry, languages, and spirituality. Social media, DNA teaching, DNA tracing, and Pan-African movements are helping people rediscover the truth that was hidden. And this awakening scares the system because truth frees people. And now, today the white Americans are asking tough questions that I don't know who will tell them, to make them understand, to make them feel that all that has been done to this country against other people was not of human, was not something that was supposed to be done to the people or to the innocent souls. Because today the whites are asking, why are blacks doing better than them? Why are blacks are don't they look just like the blacks? Because they feel like despite all the problems, despite all the discrimination, despite the segregation, the blacks are still shining. They are still living. They are still having peace. They are so joyful. It's like nothing happens to them. You can't imagine that those people went through slavery and they passed through a lot of hardships, Jim Crow laws, police brutality, and everything. But today, they're still winning. They're still shining. And they're still expressing their feelings, their happiest moments. So that is something that is shocking other people, the white people, because when in reality this is not something, it is something that's impossible. It is very hard and rare to find someone who has been oppressed for so long just living the life of enjoyment. It's like he's just okay with everything, just because all I can say is that the blacks were accepted themselves from who they are, from all they passed through. They accepted themselves and moved on. That's why today you are watching them like different people, like they're not living how we expected. And this is just the beginning. The erasure has just started, because the blacks who have been tried to be erased on the face of their world severally. That's why today we speak about the Martin Luther Jr., who was fighting for the black matters. That's why today we speak about the Malcolm X, the Kwame Nkrumah, who fought so hard and even sacrificed their life just to make their generation to live the life that was expected or that was intended for them. But because of the power, because of the hate, because of control, that's when the other people came in and started to distort their life. They killed them, they raped. So all today that you are watching, like, it's something that we never expected. This is something that there are other people, there is a certain group of people who sat down, start to separate African continent on a piece of paper, which ended up to slavery, colonization, and up to date, the blacks are still living under pressure, under the white system, under the white policies, because they were never believed to be the free people, the people of joy, and the people of development.
I mean, imagine, you go all around the world and smash up everything that other civilizations built, loot what they built, pillage, steal, even steal their ideas and their concepts and their philosophies. And then you sit on top of this mountain of stolen goods and declare yourself to be rich because of your own merit. And imagine telling this lie to your children, to your own children, to your grandchildren, generation after generation. How do you think that's going to go? You didn't invest in creating actual merit. You cheated, you lied, you stole, you brutalized. And then you tell your own people that everyone else in the world has nothing and you have everything because of how much better you are than everyone else. How long is that lie sustainable? I mean, these are people who actually have civilizations, who actually created and built and accomplished and didn't just pillage and plunder. And there's still those people today, even though you have oppressed them, there's still those same people. And you're still the way you are. I mean, a good example actually is African Americans. I don't know if you can think of a people who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero.
So today, all that is happening today, I always refer this and reconnect back to the history. I reconnect this back to the history because why today the white want to be like the blacks? Because they are so admiring the way of the black people living. the lives of the blacks are how they're running their things, despite all that problem that is hitting the country of America today, despite the problem that today is facing the entire country and entire Europe, America, and Great Britain. The blacks are so silent over all the over the whole situations. The blacks are so silent. They're not coming out to address their issues. They're not complaining. Why? Why this is happening? So, first of all, the blacks, the current generation of the black Americans, they were born under the system that was set to oppress them. They were born on a system which made them believe that they are the victim of even the mistakes that they have not committed. They were born on a system that guided them to everything they have to do. A system that never gave them opportunities, never gave them a freedom, and never give them justice where needed. So these are the people who grew up in a different way, a life of struggling to survive, a life of imaginations, compared to the white people who lived under the privilege, under the government deliverance, which made them believe that everything that was like hard labor was made for the black people. Suffering were made for the black people, and all the oppressions were made for the black people. And because today the system that they have been believing for it for so long, it is not doing anything for them. It is not delivering anything for them. It is not giving them the life they used to. It is not giving them any opportunity. Today, despite being the white privilege, we are having many white people who are jobless. We are still having many white people who don't own properties like home, lands. We are still having the white people who don't have today the medical insurance covers. So all these issues were meant for the black people. So that's why they may look up to the blacks and feel like these people are so different, but they are not different, because all that's happening today is what they were born and find existing and adopted this kind of way of life, which made them to be who they are, so strong, struggling, surviving despite any condition that comes across. The black is power. The black is everything. The black. So if you want today to explain what black is, then you can take the whole day explaining about the black. Despite the erasure just for the profit, the black still exists. When you go in Ghana, you find a lot of things which some of the black people the black Americans who are relocating to Africa, for the first thing they do, they pass through Ghana and experience all these castles, say the gate of no return, the last bath, all this, everything that symbolizes how the slavery and how tough slavery was. So those people who are taken as slaves in America from Africa, the enslaved, they faced a lot of challenges, a lot of problems. But again, the states are survived and born a great generation and lineage of the black Americans that are existing today in the country of America. Despite all the operational problems and massive killings, they survived, they built up America, and they struggled to survive, living their generation thousands and thousands of years ago, which they exist and controlling the country of America despite not being appreciated or welcomed. Today, the economy of the country of America has been built by the people of color who survived many. So back to the questions. The white people, you can't be as like blacks, because what the black people have passed through, you cannot pass through. How they have survived in many things that was to destroy them, you can't survive them.
I would like to say to this gentleman and all other people who are not blessed with melanin at this point in time to understand that what has happened in our history is that you have been misinformed as much as we have been misinformed. Much of the information that is brought forth not only from Dr. Muhammad but other areas, other scholars are not available to you, as the sister said, in your curriculums that you have for 400 years when you did not allow us to read and write and was being hidden. Whether you, sir, personally did that or not, it was a legacy that was passed on to you.
You can't survive the race of the black people. You will just quit and surrender. But they survived all this. That's why today they are surviving all that you are facing. Some of them moving out of this country because this is not more their dreamland. Africa is. Africa is their dreamland, so they have to go and back to and connect with their bloodline, with their history, and with everything, because their history was erased. They were buried. Their truth, any truth from them was erased. That's why today they are fighting so hard on how to unite with the Africa, with the black in Africa, in diaspora, to connect the bond that was there and everything, the power that was there. And that's why we say that by 2050 we're expecting the black world new order. And this is not a dream, but this is a prophecy. This is a prophecy, and this is the truth that is working so strong to be achieved, because the spirits of our ancestors have never yet rested in peace, because their agendas has never yet been achieved. I'll not take much of a time. I am talking to the black people, wherever it from. We are reviving the history of Africa. We are reviving, awakening the blood that was shed in the countries of America, in the countries of Africa, the genocide that happens here. We are not working or promoting violence. We are not promoting racism, but we are just awakening the spirits and the blood of the innocent great Africans who were fighting for the truth, for the freedom and independence, because they were Africans. They were to live in Africa in peace. They were to build the African continent. They were to make Africa great, because that's how they were created. They were the chosen people. The black melanated is the best, the mother of civilization Africa. Before it was changed to its name to Africa, the Alkebulan was great. It was ruling. Africa was the mother to civilization. But everything was erupted immediately after the entrance of the Westerners' ships in African coasts. But it's not too late. That's why we are here, restoring everything that was taken out, restoring the dignity of the great African motherland, and making sure that Africa is united, because that was the agenda of the Martin Luther Jr. That was the agenda of the Malcolm X. That was the agenda of the Patrice Lumumba and Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. And the agenda has never yet died. It is still living and echoing in the eyes of the black people. That's why we are fighting for this day and night. And again, don't forget that by 2050, the agenda will be achieved. Despite all the encounters, Africa still rules. Let's meet on the comment section. We are not here to forget all that happened. We are not, and we will never forget all that happened to the motherland. Until next time, come and do the same. Thank you, and let's meet on the comment section. Let's discuss what we have in across our minds. Let's consider subscribing, sharing, and commenting, so that we can keep on moving together, because we're here to do something to change and to revolve our African continent. Until next time, be blessed wherever you're from.